AI tools are amazing. They help us every day. Take Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT from OpenAI as examples. These tools help us write code faster, write better emails, make daily plans, and so much more. They've become part of our daily lives, whether we are students, professionals, or even business owners. But what if I were to tell you that these tech companies might be collecting our information, using our data without our consent? Hi, I'm Michael from My Data Removal. We help you protect your most valuable asset, your data. In today's video, we're going to talk about the lawsuit against OpenAI and Microsoft over data privacy. And we're also going to answer some of the questions that we've been getting from our viewers. In June 2023, a class action lawsuit was filed against OpenAI and Microsoft by a public interest firm called Clarkson Law. They claim that these companies are collecting and using people's interactions online and even information meant to be private. The complaint highlighted a serious concern, which is that people might be sharing private health information with ChatGPT, especially when they ask health-related questions discussing medical histories, symptoms, conditions, and potentially exposing sensitive medical details. Then in September 2023, another law firm, Morgan & Morgan, filed a similar lawsuit. They accused OpenAI and Microsoft for using people's personal information from millions of people on the internet to train their AI models without any consent. The lawsuit describes these companies as all-seeing online platforms that track every click, site visit, and chat. Essentially, these new allegations are very similar to the first class action lawsuit. And this is why Clarkson Law Firm's managing partner, Ryan Clarkson, expressed his support for collaborating with Morgan & Morgan to hold Big I accountable for their mass theft of personal information and violation of privacy, property, and consumer rights. But in 2024, a California federal judge dismissed a class action lawsuit from Clarkson Law Firm. The judge said that the complaint was too long and had unnecessary allegations. The judge also noted that the complaint included over 3 pages about copyright issues, even though it didn't actually make any copyright claims. It also mentioned policy issues that shouldn't be resolved in a federal court. But it's not over yet. The judge allowed the plaintiffs to file newer, shorter complaint. Ryan Clarkson confirmed they will. For now, OpenAI and Microsoft have dodged this particular privacy lawsuit. Later though, we'll discuss if these tech giants are really collecting and using personal data without our consent. But first, let's talk about a different case against OpenAI and Microsoft. This one is brought on by copyright owners, including authors and news outlets. 8 major US newspapers are suing OpenAI and Microsoft for using millions of copyrighted articles to train AI chatbots, ChatGPT, and Copilot without permissions or compensation. The 8 newspapers are the New York Daily News, the Chicago Tribune, the Denver Post, the Orlando Sentinel, the Sun Sentinel of Florida, the San Jose Mercury News, the Orange County Register, and the St. Paul Pioneer Press. These major news outlets also said that ChatGPT and Copilot hurt their reputation by falsely attributing information to the newspaper in AI responses. The lawsuits claim that Microsoft and OpenAI believe they have the right to copy, use, and store any written content like local news articles and editorials. And it's not just the major newspapers taking legal actions. Many other news organizations are also suing OpenAI and Microsoft. According to Reuters, The Intercept, Raw Story, and Alternet have also sued Microsoft and OpenAI for stealing thousands of articles to train ChatGPT. The lawsuit argued that these tech giants violated the Digital Millennium Copyright Act by removing copyright information like authors and titles from the articles. Although these cases might not directly affect consumers, they suggest that tech giants could be ignoring both privacy rights and copyrights. Now, the big question is, are Microsoft and OpenAI really violating our privacy? Let's look at their privacy policies to find out. OpenAI's privacy policy says that it collects your personal information when you create an account to use its products. This is consensual because you know you are giving them your information. But if you look closer, we see that OpenAI automatically collects data whenever you visit, use, or interact with its services. This includes log data, your usage data, like the content you view and your time zone, your device information, cookies, and other analytics. OpenAI's privacy policy also states that it can share your data without further notice. Your data may be shared with vendors, service providers, government authorities for legal reasons, and affiliates. There are definitely concerning aspects in OpenAI's privacy policy, but what's even more troubling is that these details are often buried in long, complex documents that most people don't read. Pew Research Center found that only 9% of Americans always read privacy policies before agreeing to a service. Also, another research from University of Michigan shows that many people either struggle to understand privacy policies or don't understand the content at all. OpenAI hasn't always had the best track record when it comes to data privacy and consent. When GP3 launched in 2020, people found that OpenAI used data from Reddit, books, and millions of web pages without asking for permission. But in 2024, Reddit teamed up with OpenAI to let them use Reddit content for ChatGPT and other AI products. This partnership helps OpenAI improve its AI by using Reddit's data, and Reddit gets new AI features to make user interactions better. In 2023, European countries started investigating OpenAI's data practices and how they collect personal data without consent. Italy even blocked ChatGPT for a while because of those concerns. So it's clear that OpenAI collects data and has privacy issues, but users also need to be careful about what they share online. According to the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996, online platforms aren't responsible for what their users post. This law doesn't directly cover data privacy, but it affects how platforms handle user content, including personal data. Because these platforms aren't liable for user content, they make their own rules for managing and protecting data. Section 230 aimed to encourage fast innovation and growth rather than strict regulations. The US government has generally supported this hands-off approach, and that is also what helped the internet grow so quickly with few restrictions on companies. However, this has led to discussions about needing stricter regulations to protect user data and privacy. This is especially true when it comes to companies like OpenAI, who then develop advanced AI models that use lots of data and raise ethical and privacy concerns that need to be dealt with. Now that you know more about the concerns of OpenAI's privacy practices, let's look into Microsoft. Microsoft's privacy statement states that they collect personal data in three ways: when the user provides it directly, when the user interacts with and uses Microsoft products, and from third parties. Microsoft uses this data to improve, personalize, and market its products. This is similar to OpenAI's privacy practices. They collect data you provide with consent and also collect data automatically and from third parties. In 2019, the Dutch Data Protection Agency, DDPA, investigated and criticized Microsoft for not being transparent for collecting user data without enough consent and for breaking Dutch privacy laws. In response, Microsoft improved privacy protections in Windows 10 and offered what it called a zero exhaust option to government agencies to limit data collection. However, the DDPA found that Microsoft was still remotely collecting other data from users, which breached privacy rules. Overall, it's clear that both OpenAI and Microsoft are collecting lots of data with or without consent. Some might even say, well, if it makes ChatGPT or Copilot better, why does it matter if they're collecting my data? Well, there are two risks associated with tech giants collecting your information, and we're going to talk about that next. The first risk is data breaches. OpenAI and Microsoft can be targeted by cybercriminals who want to steal your data. For example, in 2022, Microsoft was actually breached by a hacking group named Lapsus. They got into Microsoft's system by compromising an employee's account. While they didn't expose customer data, they did access accounts of senior executives and employees. This shows how vulnerable these companies can be and the potential risk of your data being breached and stolen. In 2023, OpenAI was attacked by malware and its credentials were put up for sale on the dark web. These stolen credentials could be used to access sensitive data sent to ChatGPT. A survey by Hidden Layer, a company that focuses on AI solutions, found 77% of businesses have already experienced a breach in their AI systems. Imagine that. And that brings us to the second risk, which is data misuse. If you've been following our videos, you know that once your data is exposed, cybercriminals will use it for various types of attacks. For example, scammers can use your exposed email addresses to send you phishing emails. If Microsoft gets breached and your phone number is exposed, scammers can use it for attacks like the grandparent scam, the Wankiri fraud, or SIM swapping. If you don't know what any of these are, they're in our previous videos. These are just a few examples of the many threats posed by your exposed data. When companies like Microsoft and OpenAI have your data and it's at risk of being breached, you become vulnerable to these attacks. With these two risks in mind, it makes you wonder, what actions are authorities taking to address these concerns? In February, the FTC warned that AI companies should not use Americans' data to train AI. They cautioned that companies might face federal scrutiny if they continue to secretly use consumer data. The FTC also stressed that even if companies update their privacy policies to say they'll use data for AI training, it's not enough and could still break the law. The FTC is committed to acting against companies with deceptive practices that quietly change their policies to use data for AI training. Several states have passed laws to address these specific concerns. For example, Virginia enacted Bill 1392, which protects people from abusive data practices, including unfair or non-consensual use of consumer data. Currently, 4 states, Illinois, New York, Texas, and Vermont, have laws that promote collaboration in AI development. These laws ensure that AI design and use involve input from various stakeholders. While these measures help protect people from the non-consensual collection and use of data by AI firms, they're not enough. There still is no comprehensive federal law to regulate the data practice of AI companies and to protect every American. But don't you worry, there are 3 specific things you can do today to protect your privacy. Remember, companies can scrape your data from the internet and then use it to train their AI models. So, one way that you can protect yourself is by removing your personal information from the internet. Here's how you can do that. Visit www.mydataremoval.com and run a free scan to see where your personal information is showing up online. You can use the free opt-out guides to manually remove your exposed data. All you have to do is just follow the steps and refer to the list of data brokers and people search sites that might have your information. I know it's nearly impossible to stop using ChatGPT, so to protect your privacy instead, you should at least make some changes in your ChatGPT settings. First, log into ChatGPT, go to your profile icon, and then select Settings. Click Data Controls and disable Improve the Model for Everyone. Doing this will prevent your prompts from being saved, collected, and used to train the model. You can also export your data. Just go to Settings, then Data Controls, click Export Data. After that, you receive a file via email showing you what data ChatGPT has collected on you. For Microsoft, log into your Microsoft account, go to the privacy setting, and then browsing and search. There, you can clear all of your browsing activities, including those from using Copilot. Then go to the apps and services. There, you can clear your activity data and performance data. Lastly, go to the app access. Check if there's any apps that can access your data that is associated with your Microsoft account. These small changes will help make your data more secure. However, it's ideal to check and change the settings for every Microsoft product that you may be using, including Windows, Xbox, Microsoft 365, and Teams. This issue between OpenAI and Microsoft will likely continue for a while, and we will keep following it and updating you. Until there's a comprehensive federal law that protects your data, be cautious when using AI tools. Remember the 3 tips I shared with you. Remove your data, change your ChatGPT settings, and customize your Microsoft settings. Well, it's your turn. I would love to hear from you. What do you think about what we just discussed? Do tech giants have the right to collect and use your data for AI training? Let me know in the comments. Also, subscribe to our channel and share our videos. It would really help us a lot in spreading awareness and helping people protect their privacy. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future privacy-related videos. That's all for now, and see you on the next video.